Your weight just dropped 10 pounds instantly, but your house is sliding toward the equator at Mach speed, Earth is spinning twice as fast, a day is now only 12 hours long, but that weight loss comes with a terrifying price that most people won't survive. The sun rises and sets in the blink of an eye, you have 6 hours of light and 6 hours of darkness, your biological clock is screaming for help, but the real danger isn't your sleep, it is the very air you breathe. Because the Earth is spinning faster, centrifugal force is pushing the atmosphere toward the equator. In New York or London, the air becomes dangerously thin, it feels like you are standing on top of Mount Everest, every breath is a battle for survival. The planet's weather systems are now on steroids, hurricanes that used to take days to form now appear in hours, these hypercanes have winds over 500 miles per hour, they don't just blow trees down, they erase entire cities from the map. Satellites are falling out of orbit because the Earth's bulge has changed, your GPS is dead, the global supply chain collapses in minutes, ships are lost at sea and planes are falling from the sky, and then it got much worse. Gravity feels weird, at the equator, you are actually 5% lighter, if you jump, you stay in the air long enough to realize you might never come down, physics is breaking, objects are literally trying to fly off the planet. The oceans are moving, centrifugal force pulls water away from the poles and piles it up at the equator, a permanent wall of water, miles high, is drowning Indonesia, Brazil, and Africa, the poles are becoming dry, frozen deserts where no one can live. New continents are appearing in the north and south as the water retreats, but these are not paradises, they are salt-crusted wastelands, humanity is being squeezed into two narrow bands of habitable land, here is the part that changes everything. The Earth's crust is under immense pressure, the planet is literally changing shape, becoming flatter at the poles and wider at the middle, this triggers massive earthquakes every single day, every volcano on the ring of fire is now screaming at once. Your brain cannot handle a 12-hour cycle, chronic sleep deprivation becomes a global pandemic, people are hallucinating in the streets, you try to work, but by the time you reach your office, the sun is already setting again. Agriculture is failing, most crops need long periods of sunlight to grow, with only 6 hours of sun, plants are stunted, we are facing a global famine that makes every previous crisis look like a picnic, we haven't even gotten to the most shocking part yet. The atmosphere at the equator is now so thick and oxygen-rich that insects are growing to monstrous sizes, imagine spiders the size of dinner plates and dragonflies with 3-foot wingspans, evolution is moving at a breakneck pace, nature is reclaiming the ruins of our cities. The Coriolis effect is now twice as strong, this means nothing moves in a straight line anymore, if you fire a gun or throw a ball, it curves violently, long-distance travel becomes a mathematical nightmare, even the wind travels in tight, screaming circles. Communication is nearly impossible, the increased rotation creates massive electrical interference in the ionosphere, the internet is flickering out, we are becoming isolated islands in a world that won't stop spinning, don't leave, because the solution is crazier than the problem. Your metabolism has shifted, to survive the extreme physical stress and the short cycles, humans must eat 5 or 6 times a day, your heart is beating faster just to keep up with the planet, we are turning into high-speed versions of ourselves. Time itself feels different, a year still takes the same amount of time to orbit the sun, but it now contains 730 days instead of 365, birthdays come twice as often, our concept of age and history is completely shattered. Civilization begins to migrate, we find the Goldilocks zones, where the air is thick enough to breathe but the water isn't deep enough to drown us, these narrow strips of land become the most valuable real estate in human history. Birds are the first to go, their migration patterns rely on the Earth's magnetic field and steady winds, with the spin doubling, the magnetic field is fluctuating wildly, millions of birds are simply getting lost and falling into the sea. To survive the 500-mile-per-hour winds, humans move underground, we build massive subterranean cities, but there is a silver lining, because the Earth spins so fast, wind and tidal energy are infinite, we have more power than we ever dreamed of. The sky isn't blue anymore, the friction between the atmosphere and the fast-spinning Earth creates a permanent aurora, the sky glows with eerie purples and greens, even during the day. It is a beautiful, terrifying new world. Fashion changes for survival. Everyone wears weighted suits to compensate for the lower gravity. If you don't wear your gravity vest, a simple trip could result in a broken ceiling. We are literally learning how to walk all over again. Nature is adapting. New forests are growing with short, iron-strong trees that can withstand the hypercanes. Evolution, which usually takes millions of years, is being forced into overdrive. Life finds a way, but it doesn't look human anymore. The moon is actually moving away from us faster now. The tidal friction is pushing it into a higher orbit. Eventually, the moon will look smaller in the sky, and our tides will settle into a new, rapid rhythm. Sound travel is distorted by the wind. People stop talking and start using light-based sign language to communicate over distances. Human culture is becoming a silent, high-speed dance. We are no longer the species we were yesterday. We solve the food crisis with vertical indoor farming. Using the infinite energy from the wind, we grow food 24/7 under artificial lights. We don't need the sun anymore. We have conquered the 12-hour day through sheer engineering. Transportation is revolutionized. We build vacuum-sealed tunnels for maglev trains. Since the planet is spinning so fast, we use that momentum to slingshot vehicles across the surface. Travel is faster than it has ever been. Society has stabilized. We have new jobs, new homes, and a new rhythm. We didn't just survive the spin, we harnessed it. The 12-hour day is the new normal, and the old 24-hour world feels like a slow-motion dream. Humans are the most adaptable creatures on Earth. Whether the day is 24 hours or 12, we will find a way to build a home. The Earth is spinning twice as fast, but we are finally catching up. What would you do with a 6-hour workday?